Either restore my life or avenge my death!
Taking cover!
Enemies detected. Stranger ahead. Fortifying, healing vital. Sharp enough. Hostiles nearby. Enemy spotted. Recharged for mayhem. procedure at hand. Swine. This might sting. All of the risk.
The top cognitive divisor responsible for
I'll find my next victim.
Our enemies envy our prosperity, disdain our sense of community. They sneer at our contentment.
It is the duty of every Protectorate subject to ensure they are operating at peak efficiency at all times. The paradigm requires it. That's why mental refreshment is so important.
The mental refreshment process increases tractability, stifles undue agitation, stymies come in, come right, and be refreshed, the thing of future.
Welcome to the Wellnetarium. You're not on my schedule. A walk-in then. Wonderful. Once you're properly evaluated, we'll have you well on your way to refreshment.
And then our heads will be as empty as yours. I've seen this too many times. It's not as fun as it sounds.
Oh, you appear to have questions. a telltale sign of needing refreshment. Why, of course. Naturally, it is the duty of every subject to submit for a quick mental tune-up whenever we experience imperfect thoughts or lack a little zeal.
The top cognitive divisor responsible for making the mental refreshment process more refreshing than ever.
Simply step over to my automechanical colleague to my left, / your right, and it will begin your assessment.
Greeting, subject unscheduled. Welcome to Placid Waters Welditarium. Evaluation commencing. Subjects are required to respond 100% accurately to all queries. Bespoke prescribed regimens may produce untoward ramifications if baseline data is greater than minutely erroneous. Query 1. Concisely characterize your personal perspective. Incorrect, but your response has merited a yay-sayer verbal commendation for exceptional tactfulness in the field, allowing you partial credit. The accepted answer is, I fulfill my duty to the Sovereign as a loyal protectorate subject by operating at peak efficacy, without error, perpetually, each a vital cog. Query 2. Rate your present level of zealous efficaciousness on a scale of 1 to 5. 5 being the highest, 3 being a traitor, 1 being dead. Incorrect. Wait, processing. That was correct. No subject has ever answered that query accurately before to date. The degree of zealous efficaciousness expected of a dutiful and true subject of the Protectorate is beyond measure. Query 3. Do you ever fall prey to imperfect thoughts, including, but not limited to, doubt, disbelief, uncertainty, curiosity, recalcitrance, and mischief? Unacceptable. Obsequious denial detected. A perfect society demands perfect thoughts. Imperfection is impossible when the mind is a thing of symmetry. Final query. How would your neighbors describe you? Unsatisfactory response. The appropriate reply was, they never questioned, never doubted. Their zeal never lagged. Formulating conclusion. Phrenometric matrix delineated. Subject evaluation score total 150 out of 200. The acceptable amount for a true and dutiful Protectorate subject is 0. In conclusion, you are in dire need of mental refreshment. Now, proceed to the nearby pneumatic tube to collect your complimentary unitard and lift pass. Next, proceed one floor down, where you will be directed further. Your realignment with the paradigm begins now.
Preserve their progress. Sustain the system.
Try to blend in. Act like a neutered, brain-dead lunatic.
This is the advanced technology and know-how behind the mental refreshment process.
Settle down, everyone. Let's get playing. Prepare to be edified.
For today's topic, we'll touch on why our program is so very important. Ignorant, misguided outsiders may wonder, why does the Protectorate need mental refreshment? Doesn't it inhibit personal freedom? Yet this freedom they celebrate is a yawning chaos, and their choice is an invitation to failure.
No talking until the lecture's over.
It is a sad fact that all human beings require direction.
Greeting, unscheduled walk-in. On a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being the highest, 1 being the lowest. How mentally refreshed are you feeling today? Response, zeal. Noted. With hope, our highly trained refreshment facilitators will share your promising self-diagnosis. Medicament dispensement has concluded for the day. Response. Medicaments are stored in medicament storage, the office in which this unit presently operates. Yet, it is strictly off-limits to all non-refreshment facilitator personnel. Farewell statement. May refreshment soon render you free from doubt. A vital cog once more.
A new face. Well, I'd welcome you to the Wellnetarium, but the designated subject reader ought to have attended to that by now. Admitting you question is the first step in your recovery. But worry not. Soon enough, with our help and a little work, you'll never question again. You've missed the daily medicament dispensement, if that's what you mean. But you should take that up with the medicament dispensement automech directly. The medicament dispensement automech automechanically dispenses medicaments. I see you found the lecture as edifying as all the others here. Good, good. Collective cognitive compliance is a key part of the prescribed curative regimen. Head Refresher Gould provides us with daily lectures in audio cartridge form to steer group thinking. As they say, to think together is to together thrive. Upstairs in the audiovisual aids office, of course, though that area is off limits to all subjects not a part of facility staff or security. You must mean the lathe of particularity. One assumes you haven't had a session with Head Refresher Gould yet. You'll soon learn all about it firsthand. How very interesting. Here, take my pass then. It grants access to all mid-privilege priority areas. You'll feel ever so much better once your phreноmetric peaks have been abraded.
They're just handing out keys to anyone around here, aren't they?
Curiosity, interest, and concern not detected. Conclusion. The mental refreshment process appears to severely limit cognitive functions.
Sharp enough. On site.
Providing a host of help.
Unthink today. Unthink tomorrow.
The kitchen pantry
Unthink
is
forever.
presently off. This structural tampering.
Well, there are many mental refreshment facilities to be found throughout Arcadia. Placid Waters Wellnetarium, here on Prater, is uniquely special.
It is personally overseen by Refreshment.
Not friendly lifeline detected.
Pride of our hand explosive!
This unit is now at maximum efficiency. The overall likelihood of the team's total annihilation have been greatly reduced. The Earth Directorate thanks you for your service in upgrading your...
This might sting.
Step aside.
Access somehow. Our superiors must have arranged it.
Hey, what's that sound? Why does the wall look so soft all of
Oh, do I detect a whiff of Reprioritan gas? You know, I suddenly feel a mite more pliable somehow. Surely nothing to question. I thought no one was due for peak abradement for hours. I should have your chart. Wait. Ha, you're not a Protectorate subject at all. You have the telltale look of wonder and introspection.
Frequent exposure to Reprioritan gas may result in increases in tolerance and gullibility.
Well, this is normally where you'd say something. My, can't believe I'm falling for that, as it may be the most unconvincing display of fealty I've ever seen. Oh dear, I seem to be a little unstable at the moment. But never fear, I have intellect to spare. Don't believe me? I can prove it. Even in a state such as this, I am more than able to apply my argumentative skills against the inferior minds and bankrupt philosophies of our rivals. To what end are you here? Tell me truly, speak plainly. You know, I'm beginning to have an inkling about your purpose here, and whose employ you're under. A proposal. Adequately debate me on the merits and failings of each group's ideology, and I'll provide you what you're here for. Oh, do play along now. It's so rare I meet anyone of even mild intellectual capability. That does describe you, doesn't it? There's a good sport. Do try to keep up. So, what of the Order? Our former allies? Those cursed overthinkers, doomed to lives free of luxury, toiling away in ceaseless cogitation. What say you of them? A clear example of a life to avoid, yes? That's what happens when you get big ideas. What say you about Auntie's choice, then? Tell me, is there any value in the vapid emptiness of those corporate consumerists? I do appreciate your candor. That even an amoral outsider like yourself find them worthless is telling. In the Protectorate, we have the best of everything. Food, technology, a sense of belonging, freedom from doubt, worry, hard work. No, the others simply cannot compare. People are unproductively prone to unhappiness. We remove this self-sabotaging flaw so they can fully appreciate the ample bounty we provide, free of doubt and worry. Think of it this way. If you could have the finest woolly cow filet mignon or most succulent crabble-clawed dinner every night, would you mind skipping candy? Don't believe you would. Well, admit I assumed this conversation would be more engaging. Did you have any final points you'd like to make? As a, last chance to distinguish yourself? That was the final point you wanted to make? Rather a null effort, I'd say. All right, fair enough. In that little battle of wits, one of us proved severely outmatched, and I'm not sure you're completely aware of which of us I'm referring to. I am deeply disappointed by your lack of intellectual prowess, though ultimately I'm not wholly surprised. Suppose that leaves one last thing.
case required minimal treatment.
Don't hurt him, please. You're not here to harm him, are you? If so, I must warn you, I will defend the Sovereign to the fullest extent of my meager abilities. Yes, it is. Our beneficent, infallible ruler, the Sovereign Henry Aloysius Varick, son of the first Sovereign, Reuben Varick. You'll have to forgive him right now. As I said, he is not his best today. Why, I'm his attendant, of course. I have seen to the Sovereign's personal needs since he was a mere, but of course vibrant and robust, infant. We've been here since it was determined that the Sovereign, long distraught over the loss of his family, was in need of mental refreshment. Since then, he has been receiving dedicated treatment from head refresher Gould himself. Well, after his first session, the Sovereign was notably upset, launched into hysteric fits of paranoid ranting, absurd nonsense about how the consul had betrayed him and seized power. For his own good, he had to be gently but firmly restrained. That all stopped after his next dip into the lathe, thank law. He's remained quite peaceful since. I'm certain he'll be back to his old self in no time. Preposterous! The consul and all the vigilant are above reproach. No subject of the Protectorate would ever harm, or knowingly allow harm to befall our beneficent ruler, the Sovereign, or consider such a thing. To even think such a thought is unthinkable. This stately form before you is the direct descendant of the matriarch herself. All we have, all any of us have, stems directly from the works of his family line. I will stay true to him and the Protectorate to the end. We all will. The Sovereign is receiving the finest possible care, as he has every day of his life. Treatment outside the Protectorate is barbaric by comparison. Our system is perfect. Just leave us be.
We must all fulfill our duty to the Protectorate.
It is the duty of every Protectorate subject to ensure they are operating at peak efficiency at all times. The paradigm requires it. That's why mental refreshment is so important.
The tail end of my patience. You will tell me the location of the broker.
Lad, you ain't got much of a concept of a deal, do you? You ain't got nothing to offer, and a threat is offering less than nothing.
You realize any other officer you stand for obstruction of justice long before now? That I am flowing with magnanimity?
Can't say I know what that word means, but if you're inclined to keep threatening me, only thing gonna be flowing is your blood out your body. Maybe if you would actually purchase something, I'd help you find your quarry. Well, might. Actually, might's a strong word.
The Sovereign's arbiters do not negotiate. Tell me where the broker is.
Halt there, fugitive. I'll take that bounty. No. Traditionally, you lot offer to pay less before resorting to threats of violence. Let's negotiate. Very good. Our business is concluded.
Stranger, seen my fix? Hope you're about to offer to rid me of this damn fool.
You cannot dissuade an arbiter from their sovereign-given duty, no matter how much of an irritant you may attempt to be. I came to meet with the information broker for, Protectorate business, Protectorate reasons. However, I find myself foiled at near every turn. None within the Protectorate would defy an arbiter and expect to live. Regrettably, I cannot make the locals see reason without rendering myself unable to learn what I seek.
Even polite entreaties don't see most getting an invite to the broker, and you've been anything but. See, you may have thought you said have an audience, but what you actually said was let him assassinate.
Do I look like a sentinel to you? No, don't answer that. My point is that if I wanted to kill everyone here, we would not be having this obnoxious conversation.
No matter what this fella says, he's not going to convince me to trust him. He's a walking security risk.
An arbiter need prove themselves to no one but the sovereign. But if I must debase myself to further my aim, so be it.
Interesting thought. Occurs to me there might just be something that needs looking into. Within the Golden Ridge locale on Dorado, there's a refugee camp. It's unassuming, quiet-like. Most of the folks there just want to be left alone. They see to the few needs they have by working with the broker, but we ain't heard from them in a fortnight and change. Serves to reason something untoward may have transpired there. You see your way to looking into that, maybe we'll talk. Great! Take the lap-cained with you. I've had enough of his excitability, and so have my customers.
I don't claim to be pleased with the circumstances surrounding this co-investigation, but perhaps we may surprise one another. I'm Arbiter Tristan Rao. When I was an apprentice, yes, but not since. And certainly never with an outsider. I shall meet you at the camp. Let us hope we both arrive there intact.
prove to be 110% wholly plus artificial. Artificiality is our guiding principle. Enjoy an artificially enhanced existence.
Wow. Ain't heard from Ortiz in months. When we get back to the ship, let's give this a watch.
Did you drop something?
The recipe of our exclusive cocktail is our most closely
I see you're back from the Protectorate's little mind manipulation spa. All their secrets in hand, yes?
Our team at Proprietary Insight Acquisition has been salivating over the potential commercial applications of that process. Well, got what we needed. Sometimes a body count can't be helped.
Better in the ground than in our enemy's employ. Nice work, my ameliorator.
Now, I assume you won't mind we have a few questions about the process. Our people will extract details about the pharmacology and methodology. That will all no doubt prove useful, but we're most interested in the technology and its results. Can't say I like the sound of that. Seems like they'd be difficult to market to.
How truly unfortunate. Those without desire or drive make terrible customers. They can barely even be considered consumers at all.
What else can you tell us about the place? Turn up any additional details? Anything especially marketable? But still, they keep on marketing it as virtually foolproof, don't they? So much for their vaunted moral high ground, and so much for us exploiting that piece of technology. Oh, good to know, good to know. That's certainly interesting. Intriguing, even. What else? Excellent. Well, here's your reward. Along with something extra for your effort. Too bad about the lead scientist. Converting him would have earned you an above-average payout. All right. For your next assignment, well, it's something of an organizational priority.
Congratulations! Your storied success has earned you a whole entire minute with our illustrious leader, Auntie Cleo!
So your preliminary chores are complete. Oh, finally a contractor with a little backbone. Normally they flee or expire, leaving the work woefully incomplete. Ah, I remember you from before. Fairfield, yes? Tell me, as an outside agent, do you have any quandaries working with our organization? Ah, I see we have an ideological fellow traveler. Why, this is a nice surprise. Do hope you'll forgive these two. They're competing for a rather significant promotion, you see. It tends to make employees fractious, like young ursopods cooped up in the den. Well now, time's wasting. Do you know the archive on Cloister, the moon-sized Computronic contraption?
As you will no doubt recall, it was responsible for creating the monopolistic mercantile methodology plan, our current operations manifesto.
That old hat again.
Whether or not I yet have full confidence in the strategies it devised is presently irrelevant. Regardless, I want it back under our control as soon as possible.
Protectorate forces occupy the area. All of them, it seems.
Yet, a skilled operator like you could lead the charge, slip in where a larger, less cost-effective force might falter. Little sabotage, some well-timed calling of reinforcements once you retake Spireton. Voila! The Protectorate are gone, at a fraction of the projected price otherwise. And if you have some calculations you want to run on it first, fine. Our goals align. Just give us the archive when you're done. Sure, it'd put you on the Order's bad side, permanently, hostilely, but I'm certain you're prepared to accept that. Who cares if a bunch of bookish academics are mad at you, right? Splendid. Pull this off, you'll be handsomely rewarded.
This is exactly the kind of surgical operation I recruited you for, and all eyes are upon you now. So aim to impress.
I can meet you there once you've breached its defenses. Call on me, if and when you need.
Splendid. You have a reasonable amount of my confidence. More than most.
When we get back to the ship, let's give this a watch.
As your peerless leader, known for her unparalleled business acumen, I might appear above the occasional frivolity, but no, I do enjoy spectating a rousing sporting match as much as all of you base rank and file. The big rift cut off toss volumes from
certainly a more profitable program than the Protectorate.
Peaceful, they call it. My, how imaginative. And don't get me started on their arbitrary rule changes. Bronzing is prohibited in the Tuesday and Thursday zones? Why even have the T-zones then?
So you did come. Good. I'm not partial to working with those given to second thoughts. It seems we arrive on a desolate scene. I don't know what transpired, but whatever it was killed the refugees to a person. As an arbiter, I bear a strong stomach. But if you've any reservations about witnessing destruction visited upon the innocent, you'd best steel yourself. Why do I suddenly feel my decision to come here with you may have been a grave error? Let's try to focus on the task at hand and not your tendencies. I've some theories on the refugees' killers, but I remain unsatisfied. Although I am not required to do so as an arbiter, I would care to acquire proof. We operate under the Sovereign's indefatigable will. Thus, we do not need proof. But my training was somewhat unique in that it emphasized the value of thorough investigation. Let us comb the remnants of this charnel house. Could have been saved if they simply hadn't deviated from the paradigm. Without the Sovereign's guidance. I cannot help but feel a pang for these people, cut down without a hope of defense. We must uncover what transpired here.
Inform me. An encampment such as this normally would possess no means for long-band communications. Was there anything remarkable about it? Good observation. Suffice it to say, the Protectorate would not take kindly to such a theft. Did you have anything else? I doubt it factored in their inadequacy in the face of a superior force, assuming there was a superior force. The distinct lack of automechanical corpses around us supports your point. It seems the defenders did not defend. That automechanicals would fall in the camp's defense is logical. That there would only be one is not. Did you notice anything interesting about it? Then it was fighting blind. Doesn't seem like something a defensive automech should be doing. The fact that this camp isn't a bullet-strewn ruin suggests it was wiped out by something precise, or at least not as destructive as traditional weapons of war. Did you learn anything by examining the body? Interesting. Dragoon automechs wield shock cannons, and the refugees may have had some for defensive purposes. You're certain you've combed the place to your liking? Then let us debrief and see if we can deduce what transpired here. Have you any theories as to what killed these people? I have a strong theory, but there are gaps. I'd like to hear your own analysis, and we may compare where our ideas converge. A good first observation, and one I concur with. Too little damage, no signs of traditional firearms. Have any theories about the automechs that did this? Yes, but remember, these automechanicals were capable of killing dozens of people. Automechs so heavily armed would need to operate from a charging base relatively close by. The assailant likely believed killing the refugees manually was beneath them, choosing to compromise the camp's automechanicals instead. How do you think this was done? I may have a strong theory, but I do not have a definitive answer. Indulge me. How do you think the mechanicals were corrupted? It's too convenient. I submit that the refugees predominantly used the local shortwave tower to control their automechs. The saboteur commandeered it and sent out an override. The only remaining puzzle piece is why. Why go through all this trouble to eliminate a handful of isolated refugees? Agreed. I do believe that relay is of Protectorate make, and the refugees most certainly didn't build it themselves. They were likely Protectorate as well. I hypothesize that they used it to listen in on Protectorate communications, then sold what they learned to Sub Rosa. After the Vox relay's recent destruction, High Command would have ordered a security sweep of all communication systems. This outpost's relay would have returned a signal. Upon learning of this camp's existence, they'd have dispatched a sentinel to cross off any would-be traitors. Hence the destruction we bear witness to. I do pride myself on my thoroughness indeed, though not all arbiters feel the need to be equally thorough. Now with that finished, we... Hold. Some things approach. Be ready. I suspect someone has disapproved of our inquiry.
Seems the machine's returned, bent on eliminating any stragglers. To arms! Your own admirably. These automechs will never perpetrate such heinous acts again.
I believe we're at the end of our investigation. The prospect of sharing our findings with the broker isn't terribly appealing, but we've little choice. I will locate my wretched Sub Rosa transport and return to Free Market Station. Pleasure fighting beside you. Be sure you return to Free Market Station to debrief with me. Despite our work here, I somehow doubt the broker would grant an audience to me alone.
Going to lend a hand at the exclusion from algorithm.
What caused the schism between the Protectorate and the Order?
Shame what happened there.
I seen the whole thing. Every
all those missing fools.
Greetings again. Hope that little day excursion you and I jawed about is going well. Libations or information? What's your poison?
The encampment had been razed. I'm sorry to say there were no survivors, but I believe we were able to uncover what transpired. I should add, your observations during the investigation were unexpectedly keen. Working beside you was a pleasure.
I'm surprised. Didn't know if you had it in you, especially with an Arbiter in tow. But you got what was needed. Not bad at all. I'd be happy to direct you to the broker. First, though, we've got a small issue. There's a malfunctioning lamp in the basement I need someone to take a look at. Here's a keycard to get you down there. You mind? Just trust me and go give it a look.
Protectorate subject, direct light from Bastion, middle of a Protectorate.
I think I'll congratulate you for risking your hide. Forgive me for holding my thoughts.
You're jealous of my charms.
Yeah, real jealous. So are the half-dozen AC-ad execs I recruited last week. We're all just vomitous with envy.
You strike me as the upstanding sort. Keep your nose clean and your clothes dirty.
Anyone had asked me, I'd have put the odds of a live Arbiter finding his way into my chambers at 1 in a few trillion. Good that you didn't come here for blood, Arbiter Rao. Barney would have sniffed it out and broken you in twain. And I do disdain mopping up Protectorate corpses. My apologies. Barney is sometimes overzealous in the guarding of my body. Though, when it comes to Protectorate Arbiters, it is perhaps warranted.
If you know who I am, you must know why I'm here. My mentor died under vague circumstances, and I desire any information pertaining to the specifics of her death.
Interesting. That question appears to be at odds with High Command's public statement on the matter. Losing faith in your masters?
No. But I cannot shake the sensation that something was awry with her passing. If you know something, tell me. Please.
I could get used to this kind of groveling. Your instincts are right, Arbiter. Though we don't know the specifics, I received information that your mentor's body bore signs of a fight, and a nasty one. Someone killed her.
I shall in time, when fewer prying ears abound.
If that's all, I think you'd best get along. I prefer not to sully my quarters with Protectorate lackeys. Live ones, anyhow.
and I prefer to limit my time with scheming blackguards. Let us take our leave from present company. Speak to me outside if you would. There's something I'd care to ask you. The role of the Arbiter typically does not require the assistance of others. We are expected to act as wholly independent entities. But I fully realize that had I not your aid today, my investigation's progress would have stalled and withered. During our investigation, I gauged your trustworthiness and did not find it wanting. What say we travel together? I will keep to my convictions in any case, but I understand. What instructions would you have me follow? Ah, I should have considered this eventuality. I will listen to your words, and I shall follow your orders. I will not assail enemies of the Protectorate without your consent, though I will not like it. But if my sense of duty outpaces my willingness to comply with an order, or if you attack my brethren unprovoked, our relationship will come to an abrupt end. Excellent. I hope our working relationship is most fruitful. I'm sure we shall discover much together.
If you're traveling with this crew, I guarantee you'll be discovering a whole lot more than your little Arbiter brain is prepared for.
I was afraid of this. Remember to duck if he starts swinging, all right?
Let us be off, Commander.
Of your time, Commander.
Serves as an entry point. extreme temperatures like those found on Cloister. However, occasional stalling may occur.
I detect the sound of a malfunctioning gasket? Keep that up, Valerie, and your oil leakage will alert our foes to our presence. I suppose I can lower myself to the role of mechanic just this once. I received high marks in mechanical maintenance in Academy. I did in everything else.
Warning.
Performing maintenance on this unit without approval from the Earth Directorate
is strictly prohibited. Were you a member to attempt to operate in defiance of these guidelines, this unit would be forced to defend itself and/or self-destruct.
I think self-destructing is rather unnecessary. Fine, leak all you like. I had no interest in getting my hands dirty anyway.
Honestly, the ones you get in the field are lifesavers. I would have been dead 3 times over.
Use caution as you progress, and there's been
variable scale of 1 to 100. 1 being entirely pain-free and 100 being the worst pain.
Hey, I observed that.
Desist your thievery. Internal Records Class. On behalf of all aggrieved parties, the Order demands immediate restitution. The data you reference is either entirely dated or exceedingly incorrect. Remuneration of one kind or another remains necessary.
Proper consent will not improve your safety. have my thanks and my...
See. Imagine how many more there are, buried beneath the snow.
I've eyes on him. Your judgment has found you!
No chance they'll take this away from us again. Subcontractor, huh? Well, quit standing around.
Ish. I understand this spot has strategic significance for the defense of the archive, but it is horrifyingly banal. I mean, I've been stationed in some backwater burgs in the past. Seriously? Do these Order eggheads do anything for fun around here? It's all math charts and chalkboards, and how many abakai does one outpost need? Hope they never retake this place, because I'm throwing all of it away.
Consume in peace, and we will
Schedule an appointment if you need to talk to me.
I shall reduce them to a slurry! Once your mission in Arcadia is complete, what do you believe will become of you?
This unit will continue to function in a support capacity to Agent Amara, who remains mission critical, and who frequently exhibits signs of loneliness.
That's surprising. I have programmed many an automechanical in my time, but I still underestimated your steadiness as a companion. Let us renew our prior conversation. That's surprising. I have programmed many an automechanical in my time, but I still underestimated your steadiness as a companion.
A Valerie unit is always reliable.
I shall not stay!
Always reliable. Some maintenance may be required, and units are not subject to warranty protections. This unit helpfully reminds the commander that one such device is rumored to be on Cradle.
Alert. Hostile.
Taking punitive action. Still burning my strength.
Fortifying team.
At your word, I shall tar. Death to the complicit. Your justice has found you. Straight at them.
Hostile impact ahead. Your battle.
I am loath to admit I require medical assistance.
life support.
not ready. I shall reduce them to a slurry! Who's that? I shall not! None shall stand against us! Settle!
Additional information is required.
This looks like a cultist contraption. This looks like a cultist contraption. More than that, I do not wish its demise. Azza would know more. Finally, time for some action. Heard something.
Those fools! Protectorate subjects should know better than to attack a Protectorate Arbiter. I had no choice but to judge them as traitors to the Protectorate. Why would they simply open fire? Why wouldn't they attempt to conversate? Then they should have reported me to their superiors rather than attempting to exact justice themselves. I shall continue to answer slights of this nature through violence, but hopefully I shall not need to do this more than a few times.
Error. How may this unit assist you, Commander? Additional information is required to identify this device. Consider requesting assistance from the cultist Azza in this matter.
been so preoccupied with the impertinence of my slack-witted brethren, I've missed the answer right in front of me. Our communication devices. There is someone who would have tried to contact me to warn me. Someone who wouldn't have been taken in by a faked kill order. Point taken. You know, I really should have seen the flaw in recruiting suggestible slackwits to our cause. But Severin is different. I knew him from before. Long before the Glorious Dawn. We had a secret code we used to hide things from our parents before... Well, never mind that. Very well. Let's just say that he was forbidden to associate with me and leave it at that. Anyway, if he used that code to embed a message to me within a Dawn missive, no one would have even known it was there. I should have been checking our comm devices, damn it. Well, I'll rectify that right now. I knew it! He wants to help me find out who's behind this. I sent a reply telling him to meet me here on Cloister. It's not too far and should be safe.
Nothing should work that way.
Excuse me, I don't think you have the authorization. It's fine, don't get too close.
I don't know you, but you, I do. It's good to see you, Asa. It's me, Severin. You know, I've never been to Cloister before. It's cold.
What is wrong with you? Boy, damn it! Did they mentally refresh you?
No, let's just say I'm well lubricated. You tried the new Prestige gin? It helps when you have to do something you really don't want to do. Yes, there are a bunch of sentinels in hiding. When I give the word, they're to execute both of you.
Not before I mentally refresh your brain pan with my knife.
I didn't want to do this. I guess I shouldn't have questioned the kill order so loudly. It was real. It came from the exalted leader herself. She summoned me, knew of the message I'd sent, said I'd ruined everything. To save myself, save the Dawn, I had to do this. I'm a coward. I didn't want to die. I'm sorry, Asa.
I do not appreciate your mockery. This is a true betrayal. One that demands to be paid for in blood. Starting with Acolyte Severin here.
No. Sentinels! Target confirmed! Sentinels! The target is here!
The Exalted Leader sent Severin as bait, not to mention betraying the Dawn to save her own life. What a coward. The unspeakable things I will do when I find her. Well, once I find her. The Exalted... No, I won't refer to her as such any longer. Dagmar continually moved around for safety. She always initiated contact with me. We do know that she was in league with the Sentinels, though. There's nothing of it but to get ourselves inside their headquarters on Praetor. We'll track her by accessing their comm system. Couldn't have said it better myself. Fortunately, we don't need to worry about hacking their systems. Because my parents were vigilant. I stole their access codes when I was younger, but never had the nerve or call to use them. Once we do, they'll become unusable, as they'll set off all sorts of alarms. I did mention all the killing, didn't I?
Commander, a moment of your time, if you would.
Central Control is open to no... Intruder at Central Control!
This might sting.
Travel field established. Is concerned for the commander's well-being. Hey, host.
Dagmar didn't betray us to the Sentinels. She is a Sentinel, with a fucking office here in Central Control. It's enough to make one take leave of their sanity.
Warning. Agent Lightinger's sanity profile is well below the acceptable threshold. Further decline may necessitate intervention.
I'm just going to pretend I didn't hear that. Fortunately, there's an easy solution to Dagmar's betrayal. One which involves removing her head from her body. Or maybe we should start with the disemboweling? So many choices.
Well, as a Helia Lightinger, I suppose I shouldn't be surprised you've made it this far. In addition to your wonderful thirst for wanton violence, you were always bright, though still somehow too thoroughly deluded to apprehend the truth. But then again, you never really wanted to, did you? Yes, well, can it truly even be considered betrayal if it was always lies? And Aza's willful ignorance made her the perfect candidate when I started the Dawn at the Consul's behest.
What are you talking about? There were cultists before me!
No, there were not. The fiction of a cult was born out of the need to convince the Sovereign to return to the true spirit of the Protectorate. The Consul feared he was too weak. I see that Aza isn't the only willfully ignorant person here. Society needs to be controlled for the greater good, by any means necessary. Or would you prefer a more corporate way of life?
Dagmar, all this can't be right. How can you spout such lies? Our cause is righteous. It has to be.
And there it is. I almost felt sorry for you, Azahelia. You were so pathetic. So willing to believe specious arguments backed with only the flimsiest of proofs. Oh, well, such is life. But your usefulness is not yet at an end. Your death will put me back in the Consul's good graces. Goodbye, Aza.
No, that's too quick. What about... No, not painful enough. Yes, that's it. I just need to find a piece of heat-conducting metal and something to peel the skin effectively. I did that a long time ago. Did you somehow not realize this?
action! That's
Unfriendly company.
As a Helio licensure is still at large, all guards loyal to the President
An enemy. Either restore my life.
Red, take dark.
Who needs to die?
We best
Protocols ready. Hostile. Either restore my life or avenge my death.
Breaking for cover!
Who needs to die?
No escape. Parasite!
Sharp enough. Hostiles nearby. Either restore my life or avenge my death.
I'm alive.
Aggressor at hand. Not friendly life form detected.
Ah! You're still alive! Now, let's not be too hasty here. You seem a rational person. There must be something we can do to resolve this peacefully. Please don't let Azza get her hands on me.
Why are you talking to them, Dagmar? I'm the one you must answer to.
By By the matriarch, you're as mad as she is. I am truly doomed, aren't I? What I did for the greater good, to save the colony, all at the consul's behest. It was my duty as a loyal subject to the true protectorate. What other reason need there be? And Azza, she was an obvious choice. So lost, so dead inside, so in need of guidance. But then, she went berserk. I never imagined how she'd take to the killing and mayhem. You brought me great praise from the consul. Until you started asking questions and killing the wrong people. The consul feared that the sovereign wasn't up to the task he inherited. He actually believed the subjects no longer needed such a firm guiding hand. So the consul set to creating a challenge for the sovereign to rise to make manifest the hidden dangers he refused to see. It began with labeling political subversives members of a fictitious cult. When that didn't work, the consul enlisted me to make the glorious dawn a reality. Which wrong people didn't she kill? We were supposed to work through intimidation and the perceived threat to our system. Sure, maybe kill some subjects, those that could possibly become threats to the Protectorate, but not the dozens she slaughtered. For Matriarch's sake, she was killing vigilance. And then she started asking questions that would have led to her discovering the truth. She had to die before the consul decided to cut the link between Azza, him, and the Dawn. Me.
Enough of this blathering on. It's well past time for Dagmar and her life to part ways. She's dead. As am I. Our enthusiasm got the better of us. She should have suffered more. It was too quick a death for one who betrayed not only me, but the whole of the Dawn. Now that Dagmar is dead, I'll be leading the Dawn into the glorious future. I can send out a general message from here, informing the cells that the previous Exalted Leader has betrayed us and has been dealt with, and that I am now in charge. I suspect some will simply jump into the closest rift. And to be perfectly candid, I'm hoping there are more than a few that refuse to acknowledge their new leader. Enough to keep my knife skills up at least. It's done. Let's leave this place. It sickens me.
Enemy